Computer! We're back at one of my favorite planets! Did they find out which fabric would be the best for a warm blanket? Oh! Wool! Okay! I'm gonna make my fabulous warm blanket! So, what are we going to learn about today? You're going to send me somewhere where there's lots of cool materials to look at? Fantastic! Let's go now! Oh, computer! Where am I? I'm in a kitchen? Oh, you're right. There are lots of really cool materials for me to look at here. Oh no! Oh, I've made a big mess. How can I clean it up? Use a paper towel? A towel made out of paper? How strange! Wow! You're right, computer! The paper towel is very absorbent. That means it soaks up water. I wonder what kind of paper would be best for making a paper towel. I know! Let's do an investigation to find out. Oh, what would I need? Let me see. Okay, now I have everything I need for my investigation. I got 4 different kinds of paper. Baking paper, writing paper, wrapping paper, isn't it pretty? And tissue paper. Okay, and I also got some water and these digital scales. Oh, digital scales are different because they show you the weight in numbers instead of on the little dial. Okay, now what am I going to do? Well, I had to think hard about this because we want to know how much water each paper can absorb. That's how much water it can take in. So, I am going to use the weighing scales in the water. I'll weigh all of the paper and before I get it wet, and then I'll get it wet, I'll weigh it after and see how much water it has sucked up. Now, because this is an investigation, we always have to record our results. That is, we have to write down what we've done. So, I made a table. Let's take a look. I've written down the kind of paper I've used. I've got a space to write down how much it weighed before, and then I have a space to write down how much it weighed after, and a space to figure out the difference. That way I'll know which paper sucked up the most water. Now, we have to make sure it's a fair test. So, I have 5 pieces of paper in each pile, and each paper is exactly the same size. Alright, and I'll put each pile in the water for the amount of time. So I'll put it in the water for 1 minute. And then when I lift it out of the water, I'll let it drip for 1 minute. That way I make sure that every single pile is treated exactly the same. Okay, so here we go. I take my baking paper. I'll turn it on the scale. Okay, and then I'll put my baking paper on the scale. Ooh, that's very light. It only weighs 3 grams. Wow. Now, the writing paper. Oh, that's heavier. It weighs 5 grams. This is fun. Now, the writing paper. Okay? The wrapping paper. The wrapping paper. The wrapping paper weighs, it also weighs 3 grams. It's very light, the wrapping paper. And finally, the tissue paper. Here we go. Ooh, that also weighs 5 grams. Great. So now, let's see which one absorbs the most water. Okay, I'll start with the baking paper. All right, so, let me go and get a timer. Okay, let's start with the baking paper. Take it and I'll put it in the water. There it is, and I squish it down, and now I press the timer 1 minute. Okay, it's finally ready. So now I lift it out of the water and let it drip for 1 minute. Start the timer. Okay, now I weigh it again. Okay. All right. So, it looks like the baking paper weighs 4 grams. So there's only 1 gram difference. It didn't soak up very much water at all. Let's try the writing paper. Okay, I'm going to put it in the water for 1 minute. I squish it down and start the timer. All right, it's time to lift it up and let it drip for 1 minute. Here we go. Now we weigh it again. Wow! The writing paper is now 11 grams. So, what's the difference? Yeah, I count from 5 to 11. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6 grams. Wow! it looks like the writing paper is a lot more absorbent than the baking paper. Let's try the next one. The next one is the wrapping paper. So I'm going to put it in the water for 1 minute. Squish it down to make sure it's all covered in water and start the timer. Okay, here we go. Now we lift it out of the water and let it drip for 1 minute. There we go. So now we're going to weigh it. Ooh, now it weighs 6 grams. So what's the difference between before and now? From 3 to 6 is 3 grams. Well, we can see that wrapping paper is more absorbent than baking paper, but not as absorbent as writing paper. This is really cool. Let's try the next one. Now we have the tissue paper. Ooh, oh! I don't even have to push that down. It went straight in. Okay, start the timer. Another minute. It's time. Let's lift it out and let it drip for 1 minute. Oh, finally, last one. Let's weigh it. $17 grams. Wow! So the difference between the weight of the tissues before and after is 12 grams. Now, oh my goodness. Because we wrote down everything we did, we can easily see which papers are the most absorbent and which are the least absorbent. The tissues were the most absorbent. Wow! And the baking paper was the least absorbent. That's really cool! What? What, computer? It's time to go back up to the ship? But do I... Okay, fine. It's not fair! I wasn't finished! There was another investigation that I was going to do. I found these 4 materials and I was going to see which one of them is the most absorbent. I mean, maybe you could make a paper towel out of a different material. And I was going to test them in a different way too. I was going to test them using volume. I was going to put a container of 200 milliliters of water and then put each material in it. And then when I lifted each out, I would see how much water was left. That would tell me how much water each material could absorb. And then I was going to write it all down in a table, and it was going to be fantastic. Look, I was going to use a real paper towel, and I was going to use some some of this stuff, and I was going to use some plastic and this fabulous fabric that I found. Okay, we have to. Well, can we see if somebody else will do this investigation and then post their results somewhere so that I will know which one is the most absorbent? We will? Oh, that's fantastic, computer! All right then, I'm not grumpy anymore. I'm ready to go.